The Good Shepherd, 4th in the Angel of Death series, coming December 9th.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in today to this episode of The Composition of Imagination. This is the show where we take a deep dive into my creative mind and examine my writing and the worlds that I've created, particularly in Angel of Death. And I especially want to thank you for opting to watch this episode or listen to this episode today because of the holiday. Hopefully, we will keep you company, entertained, all of that stuff while you prepare for the big family dinner like my family is doing while they listen to this. As always, I am your host and author, Stevie Jo, and I am joined today by my book guardians, Tasha and Superman,
Hey.
Jason. Today I thought we would just take a break from talking about Angel of Death and, inundating people with the books, and let's just have some fun talking about Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So I thought we would start out by talking about some of our favorite Thanksgiving traditions or memories or things like that. So let's start out with the memories part. Does anybody have a funny Thanksgiving memory they would like to share?
It's a funny memory, but it's not exactly a good memory because it's a family argument.
Ooh, those are fun though.
Everybody's at the table, somebody says something, and next thing you know, the next person talks, and then in about 10 minutes, you got everybody sitting there picking sides.
Yes, those are the fun memories. Those are. So go ahead. We'll let you go. We'll just go around the table.
It's one of those, we had family over, and sometimes family doesn't like to get along, so...
What was it over? What was the argument over?
The fact we were there.
The fact that we're all existing in the same space, it's bothersome.
Yeah.
And it also is hard because when you have bigger families and people don't see each other all the time, they come together and it's like, you think you know each other, but you don't know each other. So those little things, those little things, it could be that, someone comes in and is like, where's the dressing? And it's like, well, there's ranch in the fridge. No, I mean the dressing. Oh, do you mean stuffing? And then an argument ensues. It could be something as simple as that, which is really, in my opinion, just a semantical thing. I know that stuffing technically is what goes in the turkey and dressing is what is cooked on the stove. But it is all stuffing to me because I was raised in the South. It is all stuffing to me.
You stuff it in the bird, you stuff it in your mouth. It's stuffing.
Pretty much. And I stuff it in my mouth. That's what she said. No, I love stuffing. So I was trying to think while I was preparing for today's episode about a funny Thanksgiving memory because, like you said, it's like families get together and shit ensues. It's just whatever family does. So there's this one year where we were all gathered at Mom's. They lived in West Tennessee, which is where I'm originally from. And I'm standing in the kitchen with Mom and Gary, my husband, who was my husband at the time. Also, I'm trying to say we were already married by the time this happened. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, Gary's like, did you ever tell your mom about that time I crawled out of your window? And I was like, no! I was like, and Mom just looks at me like, Joanne. And I'm like, no!
Story time!
And so then I finally had to, Gary thought it was no big deal. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there thinking, I never wanted my mom to know that you were sneaking in and out of the house. But that day that he's referring to, we had put the chain on the door and Mom came home early and tried to open the door and it was locked. Gary runs his ass out the window and I let Mom in.
What house was this?
Your mom's house.
I know what window he was thinking out of, because it was my bedroom window at one time.
We rented from their mom. Backstory of the backstory. We rented their mom's house for a while when she got married to their now dad. I had what used to be... Yes. I had what used to be Tasha's room, and he was in there. He at first hid in the closet, because I was like, you can just sneak out the front door. And he's like, no, your mom's going to see.
Okay, we need R. Kelly play Trapped in the Closet behind the story.
And so he crawls out the window, and I'm telling this to Mom, finally confessing it all, and she's just laughing, because, you know, we've been married for like 4 years or something at this point, and she's like, you know, I kind of knew, but I'm not going to say anything. Thank God it was Mom and not Dad. That's all I can say. Yeah. That's all I can say. So that's my funny family.
Okay, nobody's got a story that could top that.
Favorite memories are me and her getting drunk on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Those were it.
Let's move on to traditions. Thanksgiving traditions. Like, so I personally, one of my favorite traditions is, I like the idea, that's the key word.
Yeah.
Of getting up early and cooking the turkey
No.
and starting, because I always make mashed potatoes in the crock pot and they take like 6 hours to make, so I always have to get up super early to make that. I like doing all that. I like the idea of doing all that while the parade is on, because then I've got that fun, like, it would be more fun to have
It'd be
this
so nice
on
if you could, I could actually watch the parade.
Yeah? Oh yeah, because you usually have to work.
Yeah.
That's your favorite Thanksgiving tradition.
Yeah, but unfortunately.
But the thing is about that tradition, I hate waking up that early. And when I do get up, I'm like standing there cutting the potatoes like, this stupid shit, I hate this. I hope everybody chokes on these potatoes. But I need to make sure they taste good. So I'm putting them in and put all the good seasoning in. And while I'm mashing it up, I'm like, oh, this is going to taste great. Everybody's going to love it. You know, but it takes me a few hours to get there. Yeah. I have to fully wake up.
You sound like every parent and grandmother in the entire country that do that.
One of my other favorite traditions is watching the dog show after the parade.
Yeah.
I love that so much. And Baxter even gets in on it, and he likes watching it. Whenever he hears the dogs like barking and stuff, he'll sit there and watch it. So, what are y'all's favorite traditions of Thanksgiving?
I think mine is other people hosting.
Yeah.
But I'm the same way. I love that idea of, I will host and I'll have this great big wonderful meal, and then I'm going, I actually have to do the great big wonderful meal. I don't like doing that. I love catering.
Yeah.
Or I think my favorite tradition probably is, I just love being around the big family. Just being around everybody and everybody coming together and having a good time and laughing and joking and everything. And then the dog show.
Yeah.
Love the dog show. That and the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving.
I don't know that I've ever actually seen that.
Well, we're going to change
that
this year.
Yeah. I really don't know. Oh my God, her face. Yeah. I was like, you have to show them your face right now. It is one of sheer disbelief.
How have you seen the Great Pumpkin? Charlie
of course, yes.
Okay.
The Thanksgiving one is the only one I haven't seen, and I think because it was so like under the radar.
It was for a number of years.
Underplayed because the other two around it, I felt like took over. You know what I mean?
You gotta have the Thanksgiving one. It's great because you have Peppermint Patty, and Peppermint Patty's is like one of the main stars in the Thanksgiving episode.
Yeah.
And all, I mean, it's just a great Thanksgiving, and it like teaches you that you don't have to have the big to-do meal and the huge spread as long as you just have family around you.
Aww.
And people and like friends and family. Like, it's about coming together. And
I'll watch that this year since I've never seen it. Yeah. All right.
Every year.
What's your favorite tradition, Superman?
I used to be watching the Macy's parade, but I haven't seen the Macy's parade in so long, I don't even know if it's really a parade anymore.
No.
Because I know for a few years, when I actually could watch it, I turn it on and it'd be like, hey, there's more dancing going on than actual balloon. Yeah. But I still love that tradition of waking up and watching, oh, look, they actually got Snoopy.
It's such a staple. Fun fact, my mom marched in the Macy's Day Parade a couple times, I think.
Nice.
And when we took her to New York a few years ago, we were walking down, when we were in Times Square and stuff, walking down the main streets there. She was like, oh my God, I can't believe this place is still here from when I was here when I was like 11. I was like, dang, that's really stinking cool.
Really cool.
Like, so yeah, she was a cute little,
Majorette?
Majorette, that's the term for it. The baton twirling and stuff. And she probably still could do it if we had a baton for her. She might be able to do a few tricks. Any other?
You watch the parade, hear everybody complain about who's cooking what and how it's being cooked, and hearing occasional pots and pans getting thrown because it, well, you know, it didn't go out the way it was supposed to.
Were you like in an Italian household?
Right?
Because I almost feel like that's
No,
what was.
that's what happens when you got Scotch-Irish blood.
Oh,
okay.
that's... Well, since we all come from, I feel like, families that are really, like, the food is the star.
Yes.
Let's talk about a fun little question. What would your ideal Thanksgiving plate look like?
Turkey, ham, mashed potatoes, probably a couple of different casseroles, probably like broccoli casserole, a green bean casserole. Definitely Hawaiian sweet rolls. You have to have Hawaiian sweet rolls.
And now that I'm part of the family, you have to have more than you normally would.
Yeah, you like
You gotta get a stack.
Because I will eat the Hawaiian sweet rolls.
Yeah, me and her, like I will get a 24-pack just for me and her, and then a couple of others for the rest of the family.
You have to get at least 3.
Yeah, we normally bring 3 to 4 of the big 24 packs of Hawaiian sweet rolls, savory butter flavor.
Listen, we love our bread.
Yeah. That definitely some like sweet potato casserole, just like just
Agree to disagree on that one.
Like a little sample platter.
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
it sounds like you want.
Yeah, I want like a sample platter of everything.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So Tasha's coming back to the table with like 3 plates.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And she does.
But I don't do, weird thing about me, I don't like cranberry sauce. I don't like it. My brother loves it.
Oh my God.
Has to have it.
Oh my God. And it's a very specific
it's
kind.
Ocean
spray brand.
Cranberry sauce.
Feel free if they want to send us some.
Right?
Can with the edges, whenever it comes out, it's that sounds, and it already has the edges cut to where you know.
I really didn't need sound effects on that. Wow.
I love the sound effect.
You have to, because that's what it sounds like.
Meanwhile, whoever's watching and listening to this as they're cooking, they're not totally watching, they're just listening, and all they hear is
I'm not a fan. Sorry, that's I feel like that's a traditional staple of, it seems like, for Thanksgiving is cranberry sauce.
Yeah.
In some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Which is true. I mean, you see it.
But I feel like in our family, there's so few people who actually eat it.
So yeah, we get 1, maybe 2 cans.
Yeah. You know.
But I will say this. If you do mix half cranberry sauce and half mayonnaise together, I'll eat it on a sandwich with leftover turkey. It sounds really gross, but if you mix it and you put it on like regular, like either honey wheat or regular white bread with some leftover turkey or ham, it's really good.
No.
I would try that because I do like mayonnaise and I will eat cranberry sauce, but not like how Gary eats it.
Because it's not such an overpowering. It's just
you'll have a little bit of that sweet and tart.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you don't eat vegetables anyways. I mean, I've talked to some of your previous people, and they want to know why you don't eat like sweet potato casserole, especially the way I make my sweet potato casserole.
It is very good.
I've heard.
It's amazing.
I've heard, he says.
It's something. It is. Look, my mom back in the day had us, try to eat all that stuff. Cranberry sauce, casseroles. For a while, I could eat broccoli casserole, but I can't even do that now. And it's just something I just got out of. I couldn't get into it, and even now I think think about it, I'm like, ooh.
So what is on your ideal Thanksgiving plate then?
Okay.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
Wow. Really?
For those just listening, the pause is just hilarious faces of like, wow, really, ass? You just went there?
No, what I would, I'm kind of with her with the mix of turkey and ham.
Okay.
But my turkey would be deep fried turkey.
Oh, I don't care how you made the turkey, just as long as it's cooked turkey.
Right.
Well, yeah,
Deep
but
fry-
man,
I
you
like-
deep fry
yeah.
it and you get the juices in there.
Sure.
And it's like,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Instead of mashed potatoes, go with the great standby. Mac and cheese,
I
baby.
knew it. I knew that was coming.
Aside from the mac and cheese, also have a good supply of corn. Yes.
On the
vegetables.
cob or just say hi, Baxter. Say
cream
hi to
corn?
everybody.
No, it'd be sweet corn.
Yeah.
Right now it'd have to be it wouldn't be on the cob. That'd be mine.
Okay. All right. So mine is turkey, and that's the only meat I want on there because I don't like ham. I would do my crock pot mashed potatoes because I love.
Those are really good.
I love that.
Yeah.
It may take a long time to make,
But they're so worth
damn,
it.
your broccoli casserole because
Yeah.
oh my god, it's so good. And I would also do the Hawaiian sweet rolls, my mom's fried green beans because I have never.
Oh, those are good.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, those
I
are
can
really good.
make them, but not exactly as good as she makes them. So I love it when she makes it. And then I like stuffing on the side. I'm not like, I mean, it's all the standard stuff. That
Thanksgiving's
you would see,
the only
but that's
time
like
I can eat stuffing. That is the only time. It's like that and pumpkin pie are the only times of the year I could eat.
Yeah.
eat
Yeah, that's
those.
the only time I eat those too, because I don't, that's like, it's so seasonal to me.
Yeah.
That I'm like, if I eat it any other time, my brain and my stomach are both looking for all the other stuff. As far as desserts go, for my perfect plate, if I were to add a little dessert plate on the side of that, I'm really, really picky. I am told, and I have had my pumpkin pie before and it's very good. I am told that I make really good pies. I can't stand pie. I hate it. I hate the crust. The only pie you will really get me to eat is pecan pie and derby pie.
Cheesecake.
Ooh, nice.
I don't consider cheesecake so much a pie because it doesn't have that flaky crust that a pie does.
Okay.
That's what makes the difference for me.
Okay.
So derby pie I love, which I may actually make this year. And bread pudding. Man, that's something that I feel like we don't have a lot, and I love. Moving up here to Kentucky made me love bread pudding. I had it at Keeneland, and
Ramsey's,
oh my
from what I've been
god,
told, Ramsey's has really good bread pudding.
I never had theirs.
They got really good lemon meringue pie too.
Huh.
Yeah,
See,
I know.
and
You
I'm
don't
just
like.
not-
You're
I'm
not
not
big on
tart.
meringue.
Yeah.
Well, no. It's
Oh, I love
lemon.
the tart.
Well, I'm told that I make a really good apple pie.
Yes.
Because I do the
you
Dutch apple with the crumble on top. My pumpkin pie is good, and I will have a slice of that because I can't have Thanksgiving without it.
Yeah.
But after one slice, I'm like, okay, I'm done. Where's the other better stuff? Because
Yeah.
I
don't look at it
prefer the
other better
sweet.
stuff. I look at it as okay. I knocked out the tradition, especially if it's good.
Yeah.
I look at it as okay. Now on to the others that
Yeah.
may not be a traditional thing. Might be somebody made a mashup chocolate pie.
Yeah.
I love like apple pie, pecan pie.
I
Those
would
are
make
my
a mixed berry pie one.
Those
year.
are my two favorites.
Yeah.
I will have pumpkin pie just for the nostalgia of it being Thanksgiving. That's
Yeah.
But yeah, I prefer my other two. Maybe if there's like some cookies or brownies or something,
Yeah.
maybe. But it's pretty much I want my apple pie, I want my pumpkin pie,
Yeah.
and my pecan pie.
And Thanksgiving to me,
I feel like are those three.
Yeah, and in terms of desserts, it's less of the traditional like cookies and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and it's more of the just like pies, and the dessert to me is always just as heavy as the meal.
Oh yeah.
Like you can't get
Now
away
that's
with.
where you get knocked unconscious. 'cause
It is, all the
it's
sugar.
Yeah.
So, dessert plate?
I obviously, pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Probably some form of chocolate pie, maybe even cookies and cream.
Yeah.
But occasionally, there's certain years I want to have a key lime pie, and everybody's like, "Ooh, that's out of left field." But sometimes that tart, especially with all the other food you've already had, kind of actually evens things out, especially with the cream they use on top.
Well, that was a good, because now I'm really hungry for Thanksgiving food. So that was a good little topic of conversation. So it's been really fun to talk turkey with you guys. But we're going to go and eat all that food now. So, but Guardians, thank you again for joining me this week to do all this little talk stuff. We are heading over to my mom's to have our Thanksgiving dinner. So wherever you go, I hope that it's not too chaotic and that the food is scrumptious and that you just eat until you pop. And thank you especially for watching today's episode while you're prepping or just to have something fun on in the background, whatever. We appreciate it. And I hope that we could have humored you a little bit while you're doing all the prep work. Tell me in the comments, I'm not going to let you get away scot-free. So tell me in the comments what your favorite Thanksgiving traditions are, or even what your ideal plate looks like, if it differs, or if there's maybe some staples you think we forgot.
Yeah.
I always find it interesting to hear other families, because there's always those handful of families that do things a little bit different. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. We may try that one year.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested to know what you guys do for Thanksgiving dinner and what your traditions are. And we'll give a couple shout outs to people after we've stuffed our faces with our own Thanksgiving food. As always, before we go, I just want to remind everybody watching and listening and all of that you matter, and that each and every one of you are loved and you are worth it. And whatever goals you have, you're absolutely going to achieve them. You have people supporting you. Don't be afraid to ask for help, and go out there and just kick ass and take names like we know that you can. And we will see you next week.
Don't forget to check out the first 3 installments in the Angel of Death series, now available at steviejoauthor.com.